Hello and a huge welcome to this video. I'm Scorpion from How to Do, and in this video we will be learning how to make a shooting mechanics in Unity using Playmaker. So it means without writing any code. And in the previous videos we were able to make this kind of a system. So we have this character over here, we also have this gun, we also have this car, and we can take out the gun and do the animations, and we can also of course walk around with this gun and then again put it back just like that. Alright, and then of course we can also get inside the car, and the thing is that we can get inside the car with animations. So as you can see, he does the animation, and there we go, and then of course we can control the car like that. And when I reverse the car, you will see he is sitting inside the car, and then of course he can get out of the car with the animation, and yeah, all of that. So if you want to learn this, go ahead and click the link in the description box below and you will be able to learn how to do all of these. Alright, so without further ado, let's get started. So I'm gonna come out of here. So in this video what we actually need to do is we need to make some kind of a shooting mechanics, because until now we were not able to do anything with this gun. We can just walk around with this gun and do nothing. So we want to do some shooting, right? So first of all, what we need to do is we need to have some kind of a shooting animation that will notify the player that the character has actually shot something. Alright, so in order to do that, I am going to go ahead and open a mixmo.com. so I'm gonna say mixmo.com. Oops, come on. So if you don't know what mixmo.com is, then you should see my previous videos, because we downloaded all these animations, all of these from mixmo.com, and it's a really cool site. And let me just go ahead and log in. And if you don't have an account, then you should create one. It's free and it's really cool. So when we do that, we will be able to find all of these animations in here. And we also uploaded one of our character, which is this Michael. So we uploaded that, so we should be able to see him over here in a second, but it does not matter who is over here, we just need animation. So let's just go ahead and say fire or rifle fire, because we have a rifle. So I'm gonna say rifle fire. Okay, so let's find out which animation we want. So as you can see, there are different types of animations, and I think this one is a good one. Alright, so there we go, he is doing the firing animation. However, it looks a bit weird in this one, but it should be fine. Alright, and I'm gonna go ahead and I have already downloaded this one. Alright, so you have to just press this button, download, and then you can just go ahead and set to FBX for Unity and then download it. Alright, so I have already downloaded that. Next one, you have to have this kind of a well, this one looks better. Let me just go ahead and just download this one instead of that. So I'm gonna download this one, and we also need some kind of a an idle kind of a thing, so that when we press this button, we are going to come in here and see like he is kind of doing the aiming system, like something like that, right? So we want this one, so we can make it out of it, so like we don't need to download a separate animation. So we have to just drag it inside of Unity, inside of our animations folder, and there we go. Alright, so here he is doing the animation. Okay, so there we go. Right, so first thing what we need to do is we need to go to rig, humanoid, apply, and come in here, and there we go, he's doing the animation. And as you can see, he is facing that direction. We don't need to be in that direction, so it should be this one, right? So just set it up like that. In your case maybe it won't be like this, but in my case he is facing the wrong direction. There we go, he's looking right now. So there we go, and I'm gonna click somewhere over here and say apply. Next thing what you need to do is you need to, as you can see, there is one firing rifle animation clip over here. So I'm gonna just go ahead and rename that like that, and then we can plus that, like click this plus sign, and there is a new animation over here. So there are two new animations. So in this one I will call it idle or aim. Let's call it aim. And in here we only need to just go ahead and shrink this down somewhere over here so that he is just doing nothing. Like here we go, he's doing nothing, right? So this is the idle animation. And in here I also want to just copy this value and just paste it in here so that he's looking at the same direction. And there we go, he's actually doing nothing, it's just an idle animation. And then I'm gonna say apply. So there we go, inside of this firing we can see there are two animations, one is aim and one is firing rifle. So we can go to an animator, which is this one, our player, and let me just rename it to player. There we go, and this is the animator controller which we made in the previous videos, and these are all the animations in the previous videos. So if you haven't seen them, again I'm gonna tell you that, and then go ahead and click the link in the description box below and watch them first. I'm gonna go ahead and drag and drop this animation over here. So there are two animations, firing and aim, and let's just go ahead and say make transition from aim to fire. All right, I think that will be good. Yeah, and let's just go ahead and make one back. Cool, right? Okay, so he's gonna shoot and then he's gonna come back to the aim, right? So he's gonna shoot like that and then he's gonna come back to the aiming animation. That's that. Alright, so I don't think so we will make any kind of a condition over here or make transition from this guy to that guy. Don't think so we will be we want that. Let's just come in here and see our FSM. Okay, so this is what we made in the previous video. So if you haven't seen them, go ahead, click the link in the description box below and see them first. If you don't have Playmaker, I will have the link to that is in the description box below, and yeah, all that. Okay, now this was what we made. So rifle idle and walk and rifle run. All right, now we want to do is we want to press some button and then we're gonna come to new state. So you can control click to make new states, and this state will be aim. So we will press some button and we will come into aim animation. All right, and then from there we are gonna press some button again and we're gonna come to fire animation. So fire. All right, and we're gonna do that like in the previous video we made how to do get button down equip. So when we press the equip button, we're gonna come back and unequip the weapon. So we're gonna do the same thing, and let's just copy and paste it over here, and in this time I will call it fire. And I have already made a fire button, so edit project settings input, and here you can see I have this fire button. So just go ahead and increase this number with 1, like in my case it was 23, like this. So we had this last button like equip. This is what we made in the previous videos, right? Equip. So we just have to increase this number with 1, like 20. In my case it's 23, so I have to increase like 124. There we go, we have a new button exact same as the previous button, and I'm gonna just rename it to fire. Make sure the settings are the same, like joystick button 3000, 0.001 and 1000 and all that, joystick axis and all that. So make sure all of these settings are the same, and then make sure the spellings are the same. All right, this one and that one, so make sure you do that. Okay, and when we press this fire button we are going to go ahead and go to new state, and this will be fire. Oh no, aim. All right, and let's just go ahead and transition aim, go to aim, copy this one, paste this one, simple. New transition, aim, come over here. Cool, right? Now of course we don't have any kind of a button over here, so we have to make a fire button over here, but I think we will have to make two buttons. One will be the aim button and one will be the fire button. All right, so we just gonna go ahead and let's just call it aim, and also over here aim, and increase this number with 1 again, and this time get out of the way, and this time it will be called aim. So there are two buttons, fire and aim. One is for aim, one is for fire. Now we're not using aim, we're not using fire, but we're using aim, and yeah, it's a bit confusing, but it will be okay. Everything will be okay. Alright, go to search and search for button if you have downloaded my how to do touch system. Alright, controls prefabs, and there you will find this button prefab, and it's already set to, you know, this script and all that. You know, I have made all of these for the Playmaker and all that. So yeah, just go ahead and drag it inside of our joystick canvas setup, and if I press F, you will see that this is our button, and we can just go ahead and drag it out somewhere over here, like over here, and I'm gonna just set the color to something like that we can see. I have shown you in the previous videos that how to set all of these like PNG kind of things, but I'm not gonna do that again. It takes some time, you know, so I'm not gonna waste my time or your time. So we can also change these guys from here too, but I don't want to do that. So yeah, okay. Then when we press this button, and it lets me just call it aim, and make sure the spellings are the same. Aim, spelling are the same, like this one. Make sure the spelling are the same, and when we press this button, we should come into the aim state. All right. Okay, there we go. We equip the weapon, there we go, and when we press this one, we are in the aim. And when we come in here, we want to play the animation that is also aim. All right, and just copy this name, aim. We don't need to copy that, but make sure the spelling are the same, and go to Animator, crossfade. Let's just say crossfade, and there we go, Animator crossfade, and paste the name like this one. Copy that, paste that. I'm copying and pasting it because I don't want to, you know, find any you know, spelling mistakes. It should not have any spelling mistake. Like, it will not give you an error, but you know, it will be. So change the transition duration to 0.01 so that the, you know, animation is played right to that, so it transitions right to that, not just wasting its time and coming to that. So, and when we do that, you will see that he will go to the aiming state, like there and there. Hi. But he's doing the firing animation because we have this transition over here, so we want some kind of condition over here, right? So let's just go ahead and make a new bool over here, and let's just call it fire. Bool is only true or false. We have all made all of these, so I'm not gonna explain it again. And we also have a float over here which we used over here, so I don't want to explain that again. And in this case, I want to say when fire is true, we want to you know, just go to fire, of course. So if I play the game right now, you will see that it should actually work. Equip the weapon. Now we are equipping, and we are in the rifle idle state, and when we go to aim, there we go, he is in the aim right now. Cool, right? And now the only thing we need to do is that when we turn our camera, the player is not turning, which we want. But when when we set this fire to true, he fires. That is really cool. Bam, he fires. Bam, he fires. So that is really cool, of course. So we want to control this bool with the Playmaker FSM. Come back to the player, say Animator crossfade. So we have crossfaded to the animation, which is this one, and when we press again some kind of a fire button, so we want that. So let's just go ahead and say how to do touch system get button down, and the button which we want is fire, which we made just right now. That one, like, oh come on, I have to show you again. This one, all right. Make sure the spelling is the same. And I'm gonna go ahead and make a new transition, and I'm gonna call it fire. So whenever we are in the aim, and when we press this fire button, which we are going to make just right now, and then when we do that, we are going to come in the fire state. So let's just go ahead and make the fire button. So just drag and drop this button again in here, and it's getting a bit confusing, so let me just rename this. So this will be an equip button, which we made in the previous videos. This is for aim, and this is for fire, and the aim's eye is bigger, so come on, aim. There we go. Okay, so now fire one is over here, so let me just go ahead and drag it in here, so it's getting a okay, let's make it red. So this is traffic lights. These are traffic lights, right? Okay, so Make sure it's fire over here, because this is the actual name of the button, not that one. This is the actual name, not this one. All right, make sure this is the fire, which is that one which you made in the previous which we made right now in the input. And yeah, so it should be quite good. And then if I play the game now, you will see, okay, when we equip the button gun, and when we go to aim, and then we go to fire, as you can see, it's working. Now when we are in fire, we want some kind of an animation to play, and we're gonna do that by setting the animator bool. So set animator bool, and the bool which you want to set is this one, fire. Right, so make sure the fire spelling are the same. Like in my case, the F is smaller, so make sure the F is smaller, and we're gonna set this to true. All right, and then I'm gonna copy this one and I'm gonna paste it this one over here and make it false. So when we are in aim, we are not firing, and when we are firing, we are setting the bool to true, which we're gonna fire. And then I'm gonna say wait for, I don't know, 0.02 seconds, and then I'm gonna come back to aim. So we're gonna fire for 0.2 seconds, and I'm gonna come back again. All right, so now I should see some kind of a result. That should be good enough. I'm really tired, and I wasn't going to upload any video now because I was just gonna sleep, but I thought that I didn't upload the video, you know, yesterday, so I have to do it today. But I'm really tired right now. So anyways, if I equip the weapon and I go to aim, and he should, okay, you can see something is happening with the hands, like he is snapping his fingers. This is because the wait time is a little too fast, so I have to decrease that one. So okay, come in here, let's just call it 0.2 seconds, and I'm gonna open this cup so that we can change it in real time, so that we can see what's the actual value should be. And this is something that is gonna come from, you know, tweaking the values. Equip, aim, shoot. Well, it's kind of good, but what if I set it to 0.5? Yeah, 0.6, 0.7, 0.7. There we go. He shoots, and that is really cool. Yeah, so 0.7 is the actual value that we should set it to. In your case, it can be anything, but in my case, it's 0.7. Like the animations can differ, you know, so the values are not the same for every animation. There we go. So it's actually working. Now only thing we should do is that you see that when we equip the weapon and when we do that, we have to aim, you know, so our camera should move in like that. All right, so it should like zoom like that, zoom. Okay, and something like that. And then also when we move our camera, the player should also aim, of course, right? Like if I move the camera over there, I want him to be looking over there, so that when we shoot, he shoots over there, not over here, not at me, but in the opposite direction, right? Okay, let's just do that, and let's see how we can do that. Let's just go ahead and make the camera zooming in first. Okay, so how can we make that is we want him to come over somewhere over. Okay, so let's just play the game first. So the camera is over here for now. Let's just copy this, copy component, come out, paste component values. You don't have to do that. Alright, now the camera is over here, right? Okay, so I want the camera, let's play the game and see where we want the camera to be when we aim. So aim. Alright, so let me just go ahead and zoom in this camera. We want the camera to be somewhere over here, right? Okay, so how we can do that is we can do that by copying the component of the transform. So copy this one and come out of the game, and then we can make a new empty object inside of the camera base. I think camera base, yeah. And in here we want to call it aim position, and we're gonna go ahead and paste the values over here so that it is right where the camera should be, right? And let me just go ahead and make it something look like something, because it's empty object. So there we go. He looks like something now. Cool. Okay, so the camera will move from here to here. All right, and how we can do that is we can go to the player FSM, and when it's in the aim position, I'm gonna say set position or move towards. I think move towards will be good. Move towards, not two. I think each one will be good. I don't know what's the difference between them, but oh fuck it. Okay, so let me just go ahead and say the game object which we want to move is the camera, the main camera, and the position it should move is the aim position. All right, and then let's just call it the finish distance should be 0 and no finish event. All right, okay, now when we play the game, it should some kind of work, you know, it should work. Okay, so equip the weapon, aim. Yeah, but as you can see, it's not doing this thing which we want. Like it's still working. And when the thing is that when we get out of the aiming mode, and the thing is that we cannot get out of the aiming mode. All right, so there are some things we have to fix, but yeah, it's working, right? Let's play it again and see it's working. It's cool. Equip and aim. There we go. It's cool. It's really cool. So that is working. And then what we want is we want to move or rotate him wherever the camera looks, right? Like he should rotate like that, but not like that, of course. He should rotate something like that. Okay, so we can make a new empty object right inside of the camera. All right, and I'm gonna make it look something like that, so we can see, and I'm gonna bring it forward. Okay, so here's the camera and here's that, and we want our player to look at this. So whenever the camera rotates, that guy also rotates along with the camera, and this is the thing that the player will look like. If the camera is rotate in that direction, the player will also look at that, right? It's cool. What if I bring this out? Of course not. Okay, and we're gonna call this game object to be direction follow. All right, okay, and then we can go to the player and say edit. When we are in the aiming position, we want to smooth look at, and I think I will let it to be user owner. I think that will be good, and just drag and drop the direction follow over here. Speed, let's just call it 10, and see what's happening in here. All right, let's just play and maximize it so that we can see nicely. There we go, and equip the weapon and aim, and you can see it's quite nicely working. Like he is aiming, right? Of course he is not looking at the direction which we want right now, but let's just go ahead and do that and come back. And where's the direction follow? So let's just set it up in the way we want it to be. All right, let's just bring it over here somewhere. Okay, so as you can see, it should be somewhere over here in order to make it look forward, right? However, it's not the case. Okay, there we go. Like there we go, he is looking like where it should look. Right, so let's just copy the component and come back out of it and paste component values. So now when we play the game, you will see it will be quite nice. Okay, he can walk, and there we go, it's looking quite nice, right? And what we can do is actually we can pause the game, get out of the game, and set the gun. All right, like it's not set up like nicely. So let's just go ahead and select the weapon, I guess. I don't know, whichever, and bring it little like that and something like that, so that it looks good in this game. which it does. Yeah, there we go. And then we can copy this component of the gun and come out of the game view and paste component values so that it should be where it should be. Right, it is where it should be. Equip the weapon, and as you can see, it looks good now. Okay, and there we go. He has grabbed the weapon quite nicely. All right, there we go. He can look around and aim, and then he can also shoot. All right, and that is really cool. Okay, so the thing is working. Now only thing we need to do is we need to make some kind of a bullet. So in order to make the bullet, so actually it's little too too fast to see the bullet, so it does not matter how the bullet looks like. Let me just go ahead and enable this gun for now so that we can see where it is and where we want the bullet to be. Let's just select the weapon and go inside the weapon and create an empty game object. And this empty game object is spawned over here. I don't know why, but and bring it over here. Whoa, why did that happen? All right, bring it over somewhere over here near the muzzle, and I know it's not over here. Bring it a little down so that it's right in front of the muzzle. There we go. Somewhere over here. There we go. Okay, so this is the point where the bullets will be spawned. All right, so let's just call it bullet spawn. Okay, so this is where the bullets will be spawned, and we want to spawn a bullet. So let's just go ahead and say right click and create a cube in here. So it does not matter how the bullet looks like. However, it should not look something like that, of course, but let's just make it smaller and kind of like rectangular thing. So there we go. This is the bullet which we want to spawn. All right, and I'm gonna make it a little bigger so that we can actually see something over here, but this is how our bullet will look like. So what we want is we want our bullet to move in the Z direction, right? Okay, all right, and then what we need, let's just call it bullet, and we want to go ahead and make a new folder inside of a project window. I'm gonna call it prefabs. You don't need to have to do that, but I will do it so that we can organize things. And then what we need to do is I think nothing. Let's just drag it out, and now if you see that nothing happens. Okay, what we can do is we can go ahead and drag and drop this bullet inside of our folder. So there we go. You can see something over here. This is called a prefab. All right, and as you can see, the bullet is text is set to blue like others. It's set to blue, which means the bullet is now prefab. And I will make a new tutorial or a separate video on how to use prefabs or what are prefabs. And yeah, so prefab is actually something that you can spawn like this. You don't have to duplicate these, you just have to spawn them from project window. So this is a prefab. Okay, and any change you do in this one, like let's just go ahead and increase this, increase it. So as you can see, I am doing it inside of the project window, and it's changing inside of the game view. Like if I change it from here, as you can see, it's changing. So anything you change from here will actually change to all of these guys which are in the scene. So if I increase this and say apply, and now these are not prefabs, these are prefabs, right? So yeah, I will explain that in the previous videos. But copy component, delete these. I wanted to explain it to you, but of course I cannot. I will make a new video on that. All right, make sure you see that one. Okay, so now we can go ahead and say add component, and I will call it FSM, and make new FSM in here. And what we want is we want to make it move in forward direction, which is in the Z direction, as you can see from here. Oops, as you can see, it's moving in the Z direction. So let me just call it transform. Oops, not that. Come on. Translate, yeah, translate. translate, yeah, okay, translate. We want to translate, which means move. In simple words, move it in the Z direction with, I don't know, let's just say it 1, and I wanted 1 because I wanted to move slowly so that we can see if it's working or not. And it's not fast, it's really fast. Okay, okay, let's just go ahead and bring it out of the there, and when we play the game now, you will see that it's moving. All right, there we go, he's moving in the Z direction. I know it's right again. Okay, so we are moving it in the Z direction, edit prefab, yeah, and we want to raycast, and raycast actually means, you know, you're shooting a ray from anywhere, and then that ray will tell you if you hit or not. Yeah, but yeah, that's right, and I think that will be good. So from the position game object, yeah, from position nothing, direction will be in the Z direction, so direction in Z1, there we go. Self, I think yes. Distance, let's just call it 1 or 2, yeah, and this is the distance of the ray, you know, kind of a laser. And then when this ray hits something, I'm gonna call it then hit test. So we're gonna test, or let's just call it hit. There we go, and we hit something, and what we want is we want to wait for some time. Let's just call it 1 second, and then we're gonna destroy the self, which means bullet. So there, come on, destroy object or destroy self. All right, so that should work. And then I'm gonna go ahead and delete this one bullet, and then I am going to come to the player. I deleted it because I have this in the prefabs, right? Otherwise you cannot delete it. I'm gonna go to player and say edit, and when we fire, we want to spawn the bullet. So let's just say create game object, and that game object will be bullet. Spawn point is the bullet spawn. Position rotation, I don't know if we have to change it or not, but let's see. Let's see if I can see the bullets going in here somewhere, but I think there's problem with the, you know, direction or something like that. So I forgot to disable this gun, but we can do that later, it doesn't matter. Go to aim and try to shoot something. Okay, there we go. As you can see, he is actually going, so that is the bullet. Okay, there we go, we shoot, and let's just pause and see the bullets. This bullet or this bullet. One thing I should actually do is we can come to this bullet, and I'm gonna go ahead and say edit, and I want to see how long is the raycast. So let's just set it to red, and whenever the player will shoot, we will be able to see the bullet. And let me just go ahead and disable this weapon so that we don't have to see it when we have not equipped the weapon. Equip the weapon, there we go, and bam. So as you can see, the raycast is a little too long, right? Yeah, a little too long. So let's just go ahead and say edit and try to make it smaller. So if I can right now, so that will be really cool, but I cannot, of course, when we are play mode. So let's just call it 0.05. It's not changing, I don't know why, but I don't know, I think I should just decrease it from the prefab. So 0.05, 5.05, yeah. Play the game now. Yeah, play the game now and equip, aim, shoot, and there we go. Now it is pretty reasonable. So as you can see, this is small gun raycast, so it's cool. So now it's working. Yeah, cool. And okay, and the thing I can do is I can go to edit and, or let's see, make a new game object cube and make it right in front of the player and give it some kind of a material, anything anything will do. And I only need to see if the bullet vanishes or not, so it destroys itself or not. So there we go, it goes there and bam. Okay, so the wait time is a little too long, so let's just decrease that one. And but it actually works, right? Prefab, edit, wait for not 1 second but 0.02 seconds. 0.02 seconds. Okay, and then now it should work. Edit, play, and see. Now one thing I don't like is that let me just play and see if it's working or not, and then I'm gonna tell you. It's going there and bam, it vanishes. Okay, that is really cool. Okay, the one thing I don't like is that I cannot come out of the aiming system, and yeah, I cannot come out of the aim. And then when we play the game, we have these two buttons, which is equip and fire, and we cannot do anything with them unless we have equipped the weapon, right? And then we can do that. So the thing is, we want to disable these two buttons, and then when we are in equip mode, we want to enable them, right? So we can do that. Let's just go to player, edit, there we go. And we also of course want to unequip the or get out of the aiming mode, right? So let's just go ahead and say the same button. So when we press the same button, which is the aim button, again we are going to come out of the aim mode and we're going to come back to the rifle. So that will take care of that. Now if we play the game, equip, do that, and when we do that again, we are actually inside of someone somewhere over here. Okay, we want to make this transition so that we can come to the idle state, right? And oh come on, no, get lost. I don't want to do that again. So let's just go ahead and make a new state. Come over here and then come from over here, and in here we want to say animator crossfade. So we're gonna crossfade from any animation to the animation which we want. So this is that one, so copy this one, play that 0.01 seconds, and then come over here. All right, play the game and you will see it will work. There we go. And that, and okay, so there we go, he comes back to the normal animation. However, the camera does not come to the normal position, so I have to do that again. Okay, come to the camera and make a new empty game object. Where is it? Here it is, and it's right in center of where the camera is right now. All right, and I will call it current position or normal normal position, and come back to the player, edit, and come in here. Where is it? Select this one, copy, paste, and instead of the aiming position, we want to come back to the normal position. So move towards the camera, comes back to the normal position. All right. And the thing is that we don't want it to be inside of the camera, so drag it out of the camera. Otherwise, when the camera moves forward or backwards, it will affect the thing. All right. So aiming position and normal position, not inside of the camera. Okay, that is working. So now it should actually work. Oh, I'm really tired. Oh, okay. All right. So there. Oh, okay. What the fuck? Okay, he's not getting out of that. Come on, get out of there. next frame event and then finished, so that he comes out of that state and come over here, right? Oh, that'll work. I know it will work, so we don't have to play that again. And the thing we want to do is, we have to play we want to disable these two buttons when we are not equipped. We have not equipped the weapon. So when we equip the weapon, there we go, now these two should be enabled, right? And we can come in here and we can get out of there and we can play. Okay, so now I know what's happening. Okay, come in here and we have to wait for some time, right? Wait for 1 second and then come to finished. All right, wait for 0.5 seconds, I guess. 0.5 seconds will be good. Anything will be good. So wait for this second and then come over here, right? And when we are in here, I am really tired and I just want to rest, you know. Okay, working. Wow. Okay, so the only thing we need to do is we need to just disable these two and enable them when we have equipped the weapon, so that shouldn't be that difficult. Let's come in here and say okay, come in here and I'm gonna say activate game object. Activate game object. Where is it? Activate game object. And the game object which we want to activate is two game objects, and that are equip and fire. So aim and fire. So that, and copy paste fire, aim and fire. These two we want to enable them when they are in the when we equip the weapon. And copy this one, and I'm gonna come in here, paste them in here, and we want to disable them when we are not in equip. And I think we should also paste them in here when we unequip the weapon, so we want to disable them over here too. Disable. So when we unequip, they are disabled, and when we equip them, that should be over here. Rifle equip. When we equip the rifle, they enabled. Okay, all right, now it should work. Oh, I'm just gonna sleep. There we go, they're disabled, right? Now they're not disabled. The fuck. Okay. Okay, let's just go ahead and Control X, paste them in here. Control V, come in here, Control X, paste them in here, Control V, drag this out. There we go, now it should work. So not in equip and unequip, we want to get them in here, right? So when we equip, when we disable the the gun, which is the M4 and M1, M4A1, when we disable them, we also want to disable these guys. So yeah, this is what we made in the previous videos. I'm not gonna explain it again. I don't want to explain it again. Okay, so they're disabled now. When we equip the weapon, they enable, come out here, we can fire. So there we go. And when we okay, that is working. So that is working. So we can move around, we can also jump, we can also collide with this guy, and then we can also take out the gun, and then these two buttons will be enabled. And then I want to get in here, and he aims, and then he shoots, and then the bullet also vanishes, and then we can get out and unequip. There we go. Whoa, okay, I have made that. Go. Okay, I can't believe it, I made it. Alright, so in the next video we will be learning how to implement the NPC system, so that there will be some guys moving around in here, and then we can also shoot them to kill them, of course, because we cannot do anything with the bullet for now. And yeah, so there will be an NPC system in the next video, and then I will also try to make other things like jet. Yeah, I promised some guys that I will also add a jet in here, so I want that too. And we can get inside and outside the jet, and yeah, and many more tutorials on GTA on Android. If you haven't seen my previous videos, go ahead, click the link in the description box below. If you want to learn all of the next thing like NPC and jet systems, then go ahead and subscribe to my channel. If you haven't downloaded Playmaker, go ahead, click the link in the description box below and download that first, and like my video if you liked it, and share it as much as you want, as you can. And if you want to support me, you can support me through PayPal. The link to that is also in the description box below, and I will see you in my next video. Till then, be cool. Okay, I'm gonna go to sleep.